Hi Floss Tube. I'm back. I'm actually back. This is not a fluke. I'm seriously making these videos. So anyway, I got all gussied up for you to some extent. I mean, I even brushed my teeth and put on perfume for you, so and you won't even get in on that. Anyway, mentioning that, by the way, this is one of my favorite perfumes. I like the clean line. This is warm cotton. This is what I'm wearing right now. I also have skin and I have cashmere and I think rain. Is that rain or sky? I'm not sure. They have so many of them and they have such similar names. But anyway, I really like this line. So if you know what that smell is, now you know what I smell like. Anyway, you will probably, if you saw my first video, you will have noticed I had an edited out scene, and the reason for that was I had done a get to know your needleworker tag, but I was not happy with part of that, and I realized if I cropped out just the part I wasn't happy with, it would be awkward. So I just decided to leave the whole segment out and do it again today. It's only been a few days since I uploaded my first video, but I'm excited to get going on this again. So I think I will start with my needleworker tag, and then I'm going to share a little bit of a purchase I made at the store a couple days ago, because it's kind of my last hurrah purchasing stitchy type stuff for a while. I'm doing Stitch from Stash, but I'm not technically doing Stitch from Stash because I'm not involved with a group. I'm just doing it for myself because my financial situation's been a little bit stressed out lately, and I just really need to lighten the load by just using what I have already. So anyway, I have a little bit of a haul to show you. It's not very much. And then I've really gotten some enjoyment out of watching what you stitchers use for your tools, like your favorite tools, kind of your storage ideas. I know some of you show off your craft rooms. I'm not going to be doing that simply because my craft room is part of my bedroom and I'm just not going to go there, but I do have a couple components to my crafting section I can show you. Yeah, I like neat organization tools, and so yeah, I'll let you in on some of that. And then I'm gonna start doing a small little addition every video of a couple of needle minders I have collected over the last little while. I don't have very many, so I'm not going to show you all of them at once. That would be just a small blip anyway. But I'm just going to show you one or two of them at a time and just kind of show them off and explain what they are and why I got them, and make that stretch out a little bit. So anyway, I'll start with my needleworker tag. I do not know who started this tag, but I thought it was an interesting one to start with. So the first question was, do you have any pets? As of 5 months ago, I do not. I had two really beautiful Persian Siamese male cats. They were brothers. They were mostly gray, white, black. They had a lot of really cool markings. One of them had white mittens and he looked like a rag doll, but their most distinguished feature was they both had really bright, beautiful blue eyes. So I didn't want to, you know, give them away to someone else, but because of my living situation I really didn't have a choice. So back in October I gave them away, and that was pretty hard for me. I still get choked up about that sometimes. I'll open the door and I'll just kind of hope one of them's standing outside looking for me, like he got away and somehow found me, but that's very unlikely. So anyway, yes, if I chose pets, I would definitely go for cats. I've always loved cats. Alright, the second question was, what is your favorite movie? This one was tough for me because I can really go a lot of different directions. I go for a lot of classics. I love the older movies like Cary Grant, Gene Kelly, Doris Day, Jimmy Stewart, Grace Kelly. I just love a lot of the classics. I don't think the modern day actors can even come close to comparing with the class and elegance of the older actors. One of my all-time favorite movies that's on my top 10, maybe my top 5, is An Affair to Remember with Cary Grant and Deborah Kerr. If you've not seen it, I really highly recommend it. I love that movie. More movies I like would be like the Jane Austen movies. I like the Keira Knightley version of Pride and Prejudice best. I think I'm in the minority there, but I love the music in particular. The Sense and Sensibility, and I like Emma with Gwyneth Paltrow. The masterpiece movies are really good. Can't remember what some of them are, but I like the masterpiece series a lot. And the new modern Cinderella movie was wonderful. I love that. I went to see the new Beauty and the Beast movie, and I really enjoyed it, but I had a problem with the 3D glasses. We went to see it in the 3D. This is my first 3D movie I'd been to, and I have a little problem with my eyes. I normally wear glasses, and I'm taking them off because of the glare for these videos, but one of my eyes is nearsighted, one of them is farsighted, so it was difficult for me to really enjoy the 3D effect. It just really put a lot of strain on me, so. But I liked the movie, and I also like Sandra Bullock's While You Were Sleeping. That's a really cute one. Third question, what is your favorite TV show? Again, I'm a little bit eclectic, but I like masterpiece series. Again, I consider those TV shows. Like Downton Abbey, you got Poirot, you got Poldark, and the Victoria series was really wonderful. I was skeptical of it, but I was not disappointed, and I love Jenna Coleman as an actress. She's great. I also like some of the older retro TV shows, like Remington Steele, Scarecrow Mrs. King, Newhart, Perfect Strangers. I think one movie I left out that I just remembered right now is the Anne of Green Gables series. That's a wonderful series as well. But I like all the older shows, and I even go back to Dick Van Dyke Show. They're fun, they're clean, they're enjoyable, they're family friendly. Mary Tyler Moore. And one of the more modern shows that I like, which was kind of a rarity for me, is I like Doctor Who. I'm not into sci-fi, but I like Doctor Who. And I like Psych. I was sad when that ended. Okay. Favorite book? Well, I'm going to stick with fiction on this one. I've seen my favorite fiction novel. It's been my favorite since I was about 17. That was when I first read it. It was my first romance novel. And it's Marcia Schuyler by Grace Livingston Hill. I love that story to this day, and it's been quite a while since I first discovered that book. I read that book and I end it with a smile, and it's heartwarming and it's sweet and endearing, and I just really like that one. I also really love the Narnia series, the Chronicles of Narnia. I have a special, I don't know if it's 50 year, I think it's been longer than 50 year, but it was the commemorative edition of the entire series that had the color illustrations in it. That is like my treasure. And I've told people before that I'm going to share the Narnia stories with my children someday, but they will not be touching those books. I don't want those books ruined. They can keep their hands off of that one, because those will be mommy's books. By the way, I don't have children yet, but I'm just looking ahead. All right, another author actually that I believe deserves some mention is Jill Eileen Smith. She writes fictional adaptations of Bible stories. They're wonderful. They are so true to life, and they make you feel like you're really living back in Bible days and experiencing the hard times of living with far less conveniences, and it really makes you feel like you're connecting to the characters. So I really enjoyed those. The question was, what's your favorite music? Well, I would say my favorite band is Newsboys. I really, I really find their lyrics to be really poignant and meaningful to me. I also like Michael W. Smith, Natalie Grant, and a little lesser known band called 10th Avenue North. They're really good. By the way, I don't know if any of it's being picked up on the audio here, but there is like a windstorm outside, so it's pretty gusty. Other music I like, I am a fan of Josh Groban. I enjoy Michael Bublé, some Celine Dion. I think Coldplay has some really cool music. Their lyrics don't really mean much to me, but their music is catchy. But I also grew up on some really good ones that I'm still a huge fan of, like the Bee Gees and Karen Carpenter. She is one of my favorite female artists. She was a marvelous singer, wonderful, and I wish she was still making music to this day, honestly. She was so talented. Okay, the sixth question was, what one word best describes you? And I've been really debating on this one, because I could go so many different directions. I'm gonna go with creative, but I could go with a puzzle. Because I'm complicated. I'm a little bit complicated, and I'm a little bit hard to figure out sometimes, even for myself. And I like puzzles. I really like puzzles. I like solving puzzles. I like fixing problems. I like, someone hands me a task. I can't figure this out. Okay, let me try, I say creative because I really like to dabble in a lot of different crafts and hobbies and a lot of creative things. I knit, I crochet, I stitch, obviously. I'm trying to get into some jewelry making, and I make scissor fobs for a small business on the side. I'm beginning to make my own needle minders. I also sing, and I write poetry, and I do sketching. When I'm inspired. I'm not always inspired. Poetry, if it's hard, if it doesn't come naturally, I stop before I get past the second line. But there are times when all of a sudden poetry comes to me and just like, it just rips right out. And it's, I really, really like it when that happens. I don't like trying, I just like it to just happen. So, I also got into the adult coloring book little trend there. It's still going. I'm still there. I maybe went a little overboard, but I really do like being creative with my coloring as well. Like I said, I'm a puzzle. I'm a dabbler. Alright, I think I actually missed the very first question of this, tag, which was, where do you live? I live in Oregon. I believe it's a pretty wildly underrated state. Yes, it may rain a little bit more than other states, but it makes things green, it makes things lush, we have great crops out here. We have beautiful scenery as well because it's so green. We live in the valley, so if we drive an hour and a half to the west, we get to the beach, and if we drive an hour and a half to the east, we get to the mountains. So we have a lot of options, a lot of creative outlets here. I'm not very outgoing and adventurous, mostly because of some medical issues, but I really like that we have options. And so, and then the other question I missed on this tag was, what do you do for a living, or what is your career? I don't have a career right now. I used to be a receptionist, but I had to quit that job due to some medical problems I was having, and I really haven't been able to find another job yet that fits me and works with my needs. I need to be able to sit down. I need to not work a full day at a time. 8 hours working is really, really hard on me. So a part-time job with the option to sit down is really necessary, and that's hard to find in my area. So I'm trying to make a go of selling at Etsy. I opened up an Etsy shop last year, and my sales have been really pathetic so far, but I'm working on building up a reputation, trying to get some exposure on that. Like I said, I sell really pretty scissor fobs, and I may actually show you an example of that in a little bit. I just realized I have a scissor fob with me, and I think I'll show you. So, I think that does it for my tag. I think I'm going to move on to my little haul. My small haul that I made the other day. My mom was going to Joann's and they come along with me, so okay. They had some good coupons, so went to Joann's and I picked up most, I think I'm still missing 3, but I picked up most of the thread for my new HandDyed I'm going to start. I'm going to be starting it next week. I'm going to start it next week. The reason why I have not started it yet, in just a moment I dropped something. The reason why I have not started it yet is that I am having to work all of my projects on one Q-snap. My secondary Q-snap broke and I've not been able to replace it yet. Until I feel comfortable placing another order through 123 Stitch, I'm not going to order just that one thing. I want to make it worth my shipping. I'm going to just be working with my one Q-snap. So, I'm going to wait till I'm done working in the one section I'm working on, and then when I go to move my Q-snap, I will transition it to my new project. I'm going to start my new HandDyed. I showed you last video, Innocence by Mimi Thomas. I'm so excited. I really am. So anyway, I'm all kitted up on that now, except for like 2 or 3 skeins. So that was part of my haul at Joann's with some coupons. The other part of my haul was I happened to be in the floss section, and I just looked right over into the cross-stitch fabric section, and they happen to have a 15 by 18 piece of 22 count hardanger, which is basically just Ada, and it was $3.49, and it's the perfect size for my HandDyed. So I had a 50% off coupon, and so for $1.75 I got the fabric for my HandDyed. So another reason why I'm excited to start. I have like everything I need. The other thing I got was I got a package of bobbins. I always need bobbins. And then, because I had to reach a certain amount to get one of my coupons, I got, of course, this. I found it, and I've seen so many of you ladies talking about how amazing this thing is, and you mentioned you got it at Joann's, so I grabbed it. It was only $7.49. Plus, because I added this to my order, my purchase, I was able to get $5 off, so it was even better. So anyway, that was my small little haul on my Joann's visit. Pretty good, not bad. Okay, now I'll show you my other little collection. I'm going to show you, like I said, 1 or 2 at a time because I really love my needle minders, but I don't have very many, so I'm just going to show you 1 or 2 at a time. These are adorable. Like I said, I love cats. So I don't remember the name, but this little girl cat is from a Disney movie. I don't remember what her name is. I'm sorry. And then this little one is just a cute little black cat and a pumpkin. I am not into Halloween. Sorry, I'm going to be a minority on that too. But I thought he was so cute. I'm not against black cats, and I am not against pumpkins. And I thought that was so cute. Anyway, I got these from Needle Attractions on Etsy. Kim, her name is Kim. She is really sweet, really nice. Both times I've ordered from her, she has included a bonus minder for me. So yeah, really nice, and I like that she puts these button backings on them. They're nice and easy to grab. They're a lot easier to grab than some I've had. So, those are really cute. Okay, now I mentioned I was going to show you some storage, some of my storage. I'll start with this. I love this box. I found this at Ross Dress for Less one day. It's nice and gold, shiny gold, purple and teal. and it's got butterflies and peacock feathers and butterflies and peacock feathers and like viney flowers. All of those are like my 3 favorite themes, plus like fleur-de-lis. And it's got a jewel on the front. I loved this little box. It was perfect. And sorry, it's magnetic on the front. Anyway, this is what I'm storing my little specialty fibers in right now. I don't have that huge of a collection because I don't get really more than I need at any one time. But I have these little pouches, these little resealable pouchy bags that I put my different flosses in. And as you can see, I have a couple different sizes for different size things. I have some silk thread. I have some of my leftover rainbow galleries. I have Karen water lilies in these bags here, and some more of my crescent colors, and then my DMC variations. I just keep them all nice and tidy in this little box I found. So cute, and I really like having them all contained. I don't really like large things, and I don't like them strewn out a lot. So when I saw that, it fit me so perfectly, the colors. My favorite colors are, just in case you couldn't tell by a theme here, teal, turquoise teal, bright purples, and bright pinks, like berry tones. I love those. I also really love crimson red. And I think they all actually go together pretty well. I think I'm going to have a very colorful home. Sorry, I think I have 2 cats fighting in the backyard. Not mine. Okay, this is another thing. I was going to show you a little bit of my storage. This is a little drawer I have. This is where I keep my stitching tools in it. It's kind of nice and compact. There's another section on top that nestles right on top, but that didn't really have any stitching things. I had like my lip balm and my pens and things. But I thought I'd show you kind of what I have in my little drawer, because this is where most of my tools are. So in my bottom drawer I have like my jewelry making tools. I have a bead crimper tool, and I have a wire cutter tool, and I have a plier, and I have like a bead reamer here. This is all for my jewelry making. And this little nifty little tool that I finally bought, this is called this is Judy's Boo Boo Stick. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. This is for if you go to frog something, heaven forbid a little frog visits you, and you end up picking it and you have fuzz on your project. You just wipe it off and it comes off great. I mean, I prefer that to a toothbrush, honestly. And it was only like, I don't know, $3.89 through 123 Stitch. I bought that with a gift card one time. Really nice. I really like that. Get a good use out of it. Alright, and then I have my scissor drawer, which this is a little bit more complicated because they're all going to shift on me. This is my scissors, so I have a pair of pink scissors. I have a little tiny pair of turquoisey scissors, which those aren't really good at this point. I have a pair of orange scissors with a scissor fob that I made with a butterfly on the bottom. Really nice. I only use, unless it's a rare scenario, crystal and glass beads. And then this is my favorite pair of scissors. I love this one. This is my Ginger, and this pattern is the wren pattern on the scissor. As you can see, it's really pretty purple. Really pretty purple. And this is my needle minder for my wren. And I really thought that blended so pretty. I made it just for it. Especially for it. So anyway, yeah, I make these scissor fobs, like I mentioned, and I sell them at my Etsy store. And if any of you happen to be interested, because I think they're really nice. I'm a little bit prejudiced, but I think they're really nice. I will link my Etsy shop below. And then in my lowest drawer, this is where I have some smaller tools in it. I have measuring tape. I have a larger measuring tape. Whoa! Magnet. I keep This is where I keep my USB drives with my downloaded patterns on it. I keep some extra needles. I keep a little needle threader. I keep a tweezer for if I need tweezing, because most of the time in a project I will need a tweezer at some point, so I always keep that handy. And then in my last drawer, I'm not really going to go into detail on this one. This is just some little bobbins and little additions for like if I want to put it back on a magnet or something. So anyway, I thought that would be kind of fun to show you that. One of my drawers is kind of falling. I thought it would be kind of fun to show some of my storage. I like having my drawers handy and useful. I think I'm out of things to talk about now. I don't have any progress worth noting on my last whip that I showed you, because the last couple days I was working on uploading my video and I kind of had a really bad day not feeling well, so I didn't stitch. I had a really bad headache because of my shoulder. My shoulder is sprained. This shoulder is sprained. It's been sprained for a long time. But I went to a chiropractor. They said, oh, there's nothing wrong with you. No, you don't need anything fixed. And so they didn't correct it. They didn't correct it in time, and it's been sprained for almost 2 decades. So it's tricky. When it goes out, it affects my neck, it affects all kinds of things. It gives me migraine headaches. I can't lift my arm much. I can't lift up things much. So when my shoulder goes out and I get those really nasty headaches, I can't stitch. There is no doing that. If you end up seeing a video at some time in the future where right now it looks totally fine, If you see my ear on this side looking like Rudolph's nose, you'll know my shoulder is out and I am in pain and I am probably smiling through it. So, it's not out right now. I'm thankful for that, but when it does, maybe I'll be like, ear alert, and you'll know my shoulder's out. It's kind of embarrassing. I can't hide it when my shoulder goes out. Everyone knows. So, now that you know perhaps a little too much about me, I should probably cut this short because we're coming up on 30 minutes. So, I hope you've had a really relaxing stitchy week. I hope you've made oodles of progress in your projects. And until next time, ciao for now.